Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prahran Creek Club. As you can see on the board there, the inductees to the Hall of Fame Legends Life Membership Night. And as it said, and we certainly prove that today, proud of our history, creating our own. Well done to the first 11 on a magnificent performance today. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all. Please have a wonderful night. As you can see, we've got a magnificent venue that we're in. Carlton United Breweries are providing 10 tap beers for you. There's wine, there's cider, all of that particular cider. The beer, of course, is off the tap. And we really hope you enjoy the night. The entree will be served in a few minutes' time, but I welcome you all. Especially welcome our Patron-in-Chief, Evelyn Danos, who's on my left. Please welcome Evelyn. And of course, sitting on Phil Williamson's table, the chairman of the East Malvern branch of the Bendigo Bank, Sir Peter Norman. Welcome here, Sir Peter. To life members, Hall of Fame and legends who are here tonight, a special welcome, but above all, welcome to all the Prahran family. It is fantastic having you here. I thought we'd start off before we ask our president to say a few words of wisdom, because since we're in a happy mood tonight, we've got a team playing in the semi-final next Saturday and Sunday. First of all, Michael Murphy. Hand up please, Michael. Turns the big 6-0 in a couple of days. Well done, Michael. Our President David Jones, tomorrow, particularly for the ladies this one, 40th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Congratulations, David. And we thank Luke, who's going to be our DJ here tonight. There'll be great music coming up throughout the evening and also later for dance music. And the other thing I'd like to point out on my right-hand side here, and I actually went and saw this in action yesterday. The tickets, only one raffle all night, one raffle for this beautiful piece of art here, 3 for $5, I would have made them $5 each, but you get 3 tickets for $5, and I'll actually quote this. This is one other raffle I said tonight. It's an outdoor steel fire pit, complete with stand, 1.2 metres in size, Aussie made. Fire pit is ideal for any courtyard, backyard, pergola, outdoor entertaining area. Retail value is $900, proudly donated by Wickers of Melbourne. Situated a drop kick away from here, just up in Johnston Street. We thank John Zarb for organising it, and we particularly thank Rick Wigler, who's provided it. Wiggles, of course, specialise in log fires, wood heaters, slow cookers, hydronic heating. I did see this in action yesterday, and it's a magnificent piece of work. David Jones, our president. We'd like to welcome David to say a few words of wisdom. Please welcome David Jones.
Thank you, Ed. It's a very hard act to follow, isn't it? All the things I was going to say, he said already. But I would like to say thank you to this great Prahran family, all of the faithful that come here. I want to make particularly reference to a few people. Evelyn's been thanked already, Peter Norman's been thanked. I think I'd like to say that some of the committee in the last couple of years has been fantastic. They've all taken a role on. I'd like to say first to my right hand, the man that's responsible for so many things, council relationships, the Stonington Council relationships, the man that got the scoreboard, the bleachers, and he's now told me the light towers will be up shortly. And Tony Olden told me the scoreboard might go down during the second 11 game this week. Phil Williamson, stand up please. And a particular thank you to Rochelle for allowing him to do it again. So thank you very much. I want to say down the back there's a couple of senior men. David Long, Vice President, Strategy, President of Elsternwick as well. How he finds time to do all this. He's organised past players' functions. He's got Director of Strategy, and he's got a wife and family that help behind in the kitchens every week. David Long, please stand. John Reglis, John and Margaret are here. John Regis has been involved with the club a great deal less than some people, only about 40 years. John Regis is now, having been chairman of selectors, scoreboard operator, is now director of cricket operations, and Rags, you make a fantastic contribution. So thank you to you and Margaret. Please stand. We have various other, I can't see the other members of, is it Brian and Isaac here? Here. Isaac Neesler's been involved with the club. There he is, down the back, eating. Isaac, it's, I don't know how many years, but I think it's about 25 years as treasurer. Isaac's still on the committee. We can guarantee we'll see him at tea time every week. Isaac, your work has been fantastic. Isaac Neesler. We've got to thank Brett and Leanne Wilcox. Brett is Director of Events. I said he was Social Secretary or something, but he's now Director of Events. And to organise this, we came in for a President's Night one night and thought it was wonderful, but Leanne had already seen it. So to the Director of Events to organising this and many other functions this year, to both of you, where is Brett? Where is he? Stand up. He never stands up. He's very shy. And we have 3 legends here. I understand there are 4 living legends. 4 living legends. Bruce Murray, who was the record games holder, supplanted by someone I'll mention in a minute. Mr. Jukes, 60 years in the club, an absolute living legend, Mr. Jukes. Mr. John Milligan, I understand since 1950-something, he's a bit hazy about his hatred against Fitzroy, and told me he made 100 runs, but it was none for 100, I think. They knew him as Jack the Knife when he was chairman of selectors. One of our 4 living legends, John Milligan. Hang on, Dave hasn't died, I think he's the 5th legend. So Dave, one more, I apologise. He's not here, everyone knows. We've got, of course, the living legend, the man that knows everyone in Premier Cricket, a life member of Cricket Victoria, chairman of the Inter Scorpions, president for 27 years, the meter and greeter par excellence, a man that represents everything that we love about this club, Mr. Crawford. Probably forgotten a number of people, but every one of you is special to us. Every one of you are very special to us. The family of Prahran is a special family. You support us in every which way. We couldn't have done any of this stuff over the last years without the man of the Mediterranean personality, John Zahn.
Hi, Johnny.
Now you'll notice that we've got TVs and we've got computers and all sorts of things. A man that isn't, we couldn't do without. He had a big problem today, solved the problem on the computer on the scoreboard. A man that's doing an enormous amount of work for our club, Nigel Huckett. Nigel was a bit shy. Can you stand up? Oh, there you go. Well done, Nigel. Now, I'd also like to say that we've got a very special guest. He's just flown back from South Africa. This man has played 14 chess, which is a record for a Prahran player whilst playing at Prahran. 13 chess with Prahran. A man that flew back last night, Buck, or this morning? Last night, so the pubs are probably battered. This is the man that gives every person in the country hope. This is the man that never gave up. He's made 65 first-class hundreds or thereabouts. He's made half in Shield and half in county cricket. This is the man that now has batted more balls in most of his innings than any other player in the last 13 tests. This is the man that has graced us with his presence, and that's Buck Rogers. So thank you very much for joining us. To everyone else, every one of you is a special supporter. I could name everyone by name. Have a fantastic night. And to the, I did have to mention one other fellow, the man that might replace, I'll just focus on Neil. This man is a legend. The best sense of humour I've ever heard when I'm umpiring out in the cricket field. And the man that's beaten Murray's 229 games is Mr. Neil Schlittler. I'll now hand you back to this living legend, Mr. Crawford. Thank you.
Thank you, David, very much indeed. Listen, entrees have been served, and I forgot to mention Tom Danos, who's Evelyn's better half, or the other half, whatever. Tom, welcome. Great to see you, Tom, over there to the left-hand side. Let's welcome Tom as well. Now, last but by no least, we're going to have a break after this, but I think this one is important. This just proves what a great club, what a great team we've had. And I'd like to read about our dear friend Graham Hull. He really epitomised what club cricket and sport is all about. On Thursday afternoon, Graham took upon himself to repaint the side screens at Toorak Park. The reason being, as he said to John Zarb, was to give our first 11 every chance to win the game on Saturday to brighten up the background with fresh paint. He completed the Malvern end at 11:57 PM on Thursday night, then drove back home to Pakenham, returned the next morning, took a day off work, which was his mum's 76th birthday, completed the high street end before returning home that afternoon to be with his family. He bought his own spray gun, compressor, equipment to do the job. We've got a second 11 game there commencing Tuesday for 4 days, Victoria versus South Australia. Graham, we're forever grateful to you. Things like that just epitomise the Prahran Cricket Club, and Graham, do take a bow. Very well done. We mentioned the Phil Williamson and his family before the break. We thank Sean too, who's organising this to be taped tonight. Thank you, Sean, very much indeed. And I'll just read a handful of apologies that we have from our captain Sam Coates, from Neil Smythe, who played the premiership back in the 50s under Sam Loxton, Bryce McGain's an apology, and Cam Huckett, who's in Perth, and Arthur Davie, who's his wife, Lucky Ducks, on a cruise around the Pacific. So, okay, we're ready to go. As you can see up there, Hall of Fame. In the year 2000, the Prahran Cricket Club, with the end of another 100-year era, David Mandy, his daughter here and son-in-law, here tonight, Evelyn and Tom Danos. It was David Mandy's idea that the club should recognise people who have been involved in the then 110-year history of the club, and that we create a Hall of Fame. It was his baby, it really was. And over a period of about 18 months, the subcommittee sat down and went through every possible era. And we had a wonderful night for the initial inductees down at what's called the Carlton Crest, now opposite the Powerhouse in St Kilda. And the inductees were made to the Hall of Fame that night, and also legends, which was the high status out of the particular system. And this has been carried on since, and tonight's yet another night. It gives me great pleasure to, as you can see the names up there, have a look at these fellows. We've got Don Blakey, Sam Loxton, David Mandy, Maud Adams, Carr Keith played Test cricket for Australia, David Dukes, Julien Wiener, Chris Rogers, all these people up there, Johnny Raglis, we could go on and on, Andrew Woodsmith, Isaac Neasable. They're all legends of people involved with the club over many, many years. Owen Motto, how about that? I've got Peter Grant here tonight, there he is up there, Isaac Neasable, etc., etc., etc. Legends of the club, Hall of Fame people of the club, in their own right, they're legends anyway. It gives me great pleasure to announce the first person to receive their Hall of Fame inductee tonight, and that's our dear friend Arthur Davie. Now, Arthur Davie, all times he and his wife decide to go away on a cruise, it's now. He was at the cricket last Saturday and he handed me this. He says there, I wish to thank the club for the honour bestowed on me tonight and to give my apology for my inability to attend this gathering. For those present who may be unaware of my club background, I give some details of my association with it. I played at the club during 1947 through the 1960 seasons. I was an opening bat and made over 3,000 runs, this time including 3 centuries. I also took 50 wickets as a rather erratic occasional spin bowler. We've had a few of those, haven't we? I played in the seconds right through the 5th 11 over those years, and also served on the club's general committee and selection committee from time to time. My late father, Bert Davie, who's also a Hall of Fame member, played in the first 11 success in premiership seasons from 24 to 34, and once told me unkindly I was a cricket player whose enthusiasm exceeded his ability. I was a cricket player whose enthusiasm exceeded his ability. That's from father to son. How about that? Be that as it may, I enjoyed all my cricket career and ever since it remained an interest in the club. Cricket is without doubt the greatest ball game ever devised. Amongst many other things, it contains many tests of a player's character, determination, skill and ability with both bat and ball. Cricket's play is unpredictable ball by ball, and this glorious uncertainty, including good luck and bad luck, remains season after season. In my opinion, the greatest change in the game since 1960 has undoubtedly been the improvement of the standard of players' physical fitness and fielding brought about by the requirements to save runs in the shorter forwards of the game now played. I feel honoured by my unexpected inclusion in the Hall of Fame at this great cricket club Prahran. As you all will be aware, since 1879, the club has had a long and proud history through good seasons and bad seasons. Has always been able to attract and develop many good cricket players, some of whom advanced to state and few to test level. Prahran has always been a welcoming, friendly, harmonious place for cricket lovers to be, may it long remain so. With greetings to all, yours sincerely, Arthur Davie. Arthur Davie will pass on, we've had a plaque that will be passed on to Arthur when he returns. He's back now for the semi-final next week, but I can assure you Arthur Davie, wonderful person to have around the club. John Mallaghan, David Dukes have known him for over 50 or 60 years. He's been a very, very generous donor. Believe me, he's been extremely generous donor to this club over a long period of time. Okay, we move on to the next Hall of Fame man. People that a lot of you will know, our friend Cam Huckett. Now Cam, again, is playing cricket in Perth, as you know. You see his record, which we'll just go to in a moment. There's his record, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'll just add a little bit to that in a moment too, if I may. But I'll read what Cameron has said to the club to going to be read tonight. Hi from Perth, he says. It's a great honour to be inducted into the Prahran Cricket Club Hall of Fame. I actually still can't believe it. I'm sure there's a few better players than me that deserve that. I would like to thank a few people that helped me get there. Firstly, my parents, Steve and Christine, who are fantastic supporters of the club when Cam played here, who drove me to Toorak Park from the age of 15 for Dowling Shield. Secondly, I would like to thank the great man that got me to this great club, Val Holton. For some reason, this man has followed my cricket since he coached me in under-12s and always has been there. Finally, I would like to thank the coach that made me realise what cricket meant to me, Barry Navant. The president that looked after me, Ian Crawford, and Phil Williamson after that. Now to all the guys I played with, without you guys I wouldn't be the man I am today. Just to name a few. Bryce McGain, the skipper that picked me at 16 or 17 to play my first game. David Hussey, Neil Schlittler, Paul Seeley, James Wild, Stephen DeBolfo, Liam Murphy and Sammy Coates. I'm sure I've forgotten a few. I love playing with you all. Prahran Cricket Club still holds a very special place in my heart. Hope you all have a great night and I wish I would have been there. Cheers from Huckett. Well done. Thank you, Jam's performance, as I said, it's up there. James Hicks has also supplied various other data on hand, and I'm sure that you all have read the material about him, and as I say, it will be up here for you to view if you wish later, because Cam has just been a fantastic player, played Australian under-19, represented the side Victorian under-19s, Premier team of the season in 2004-5, 5 weeks in his 14 times, just a fantastic cricketer. Let's again congratulate Cameron Huckett. Life membership. Well, how about that? A lot of people in this room tonight will tell you that to be a life member of the club, you had to be carried out in a coffin once. That's a true story. I think at one stage in our first 100 years, there was about a handful of people who were life members. But we have a great pleasure in inducting or congratulating a few life members here tonight. First one, let's have him up there, thanks. David Hussey. What about congratulating David Hussey? David's record. We know what he does, his matches, look at his runs. 900s, 1550s, 40. Those offies, David, still quite coming out well. Premier team of the season. He's won the Stan Stevens Award for the fielding, by the way. He's won the David Dukes Medal on 2 occasions as well. He's represented Australia One Day Internationals, Australia T20, Captain Victoria, heaps and heaps and heaps of success in Sheffield Shield, still making runs this week. David, congratulations. Please come forward and receive the award. David, first of all, tell us how you're feeling, number one. That's important.
I was feeling great until I saw the picture of Schlittler. I'm feeling okay. I'm looking forward to this week, and hopefully get up and make sure the Prahran boys beat St Kilda at Victoria Park.
Tell us about the journey when you came out of Victoria, David.
I don't know. It's probably the second best decision I've ever made coming over to Melbourne. Marrying Christie's my first. No, but seriously, it's probably is in cricketing terms the best decision I've made. Coming over to Melbourne and sort of linking up with Ian Crawford probably bored me to death and basically refused me to go anywhere else. So, and playing at Direct Park and living with Schlitz, it's really made me into the person I am today. And I pretty much loved every minute of being part of this family club, and hopefully I've got a few more years left in me.
Thank you. Let's take him on that regard anyway. David, you come from a cricketing family. Your mum and dad just love their cricket, as you well know, and all your family, your sisters included, of course your brother Michael. Just briefly tell us about cricket at home as it was.
Not to bore you guys too much. Cricket at home is basically Mike and I playing in the backyard. Both parents didn't really understand cricket that much, and basically Mike and I watched on the television a lot, and when we played backyard cricket I used to bat first and bat for not very long and then bowl to Mike, which probably felt like hours, but actually only about 15-20 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. But I had a great childhood. I was probably one of the lucky ones who grew up on the beach and was very, very much an outdoors person. So to leave Perth and come over to Melbourne, probably the best city in the world, it's pretty humbling, and very, very happy to make the decision.
David, you have proved what you epitomise what a club person is. Whenever you're around, we see you, we know you follow us deeply, and it's just fantastic to have you as part of our club. David, before I do hand you this medal, just one last thing about your cricket in general, where you see it at from now on. I'm sure the people are interested.
My cricket, cannot wait for the end of the season. I feel about 55 at the moment, so I'm really enjoying a couple of years tonight. But I'm hoping to go around again one more year. I don't think Christy really wants to hear that, but a good friend of mine, Julien, he always said never retire, so I want to take on that board. But in accepting this award tonight, a couple of people I'd like to thank who were pretty close to me. John Reglis, who's always been there for me, mate, really much appreciated. Phil Williamson and Ian Crawford too, so thank you very much.
David, congratulations. David Hussey, ladies and gentlemen, very well done. Bryce McGain. And Bryce McGain, oh gee, what a player he is. Still going around. Now, David, Bryce is 41 and still performing, so you've got to, sorry about that, Christy. Now, I believe we've got something, have we, Nigel? That Bryce is an apology tonight, but we're going to try something. Is that right?
I'd like to begin by saying just how proud and honoured I am to receive life membership to the Prahran Cricket Club. Prahran's been my home since the year 2000, when I arrived from Frankston Peninsula as a pretty average cricketer, but then received my Prahran cap 509. And I was very proud to represent the club and try and just simply be the best player I can possibly be. I'm very grateful to Ian Crawford for contacting me and sitting down and encouraging me that Prahran was where the next step was in my cricketing career. I'd also like to thank John Melligan too for his support, not only every day that he comes along and supports the first 11, and he has done through every game that I've ever played, but he encouraged me for probably about 3 or 4 years prior to that to just say, come across, and John, I'm very happy that I eventually did. Prahran has, quite frankly, changed my life. From the very first day I came to the club, the support that was around enabled me to be the best player I could possibly be. Now, I'm still working at that. I'm still trying to get better, of course, and every training session I'm looking at ways to improve myself. I'm also very grateful for the support provided by Mr. Dukes. He's the first there when you arrive at training, he's the last to leave and lock up. He's there at every game day, and more than that, he's become a great friend. Even so, he's provided me shared his love of books, and he shared a couple of these ones which have certainly helped me. Some Clary Grimmett books, that one there being The Bradman of Spin, and this one here which is fantastic. Now this was written many years ago. It's Tricking the Batsman by Clary Grimmett. Now it's an old hardback, it's very worn out, but I'm very grateful that Mr. Dukes thinks of the players of Prahran, and I know I'm not the only one to receive some books from him, but I am very grateful, and the information in there certainly helped me be the best player I could possibly be. And it was Prahran Cricket Club that gave me those opportunities. Not only the facilities and being involved in a team that were all aspiring to improve, which is where I really found my way in the game. There is no doubt, without the Prahran Cricket Club, I wouldn't have represented Victoria. I was very fortunate to take 100 first-class wickets for Victoria, and without the club as a basis and support, I wouldn't have done that. And of course, there's no way without those things that I would have received the baggy green. I can't thank the Prahran Cricket Club enough. The people around the club, John Raglis, also, and all the people involved in the committee have been there since day dot. Some great people that I've played with, of course. Neil Schlittler, I think you've played every game that I've played in the first team, and well, pretty close to anyway. And thank you very much for the humour, the support. I know when later on when you were captaining, I think you understood about how challenging that can be. I thank the Prahran for giving me that opportunity early when I arrived at Prahran in captaining the club. Apologies that I can't be there tonight, but it is such a great honour to receive life membership to the Prahran Cricket Club. I wish all the inductees tonight all the very best. I know they feel just like me, just bubbling with pride about this amazing accolade. Certainly it's not the reason you play cricket, but boy is it nice to be acknowledged along the way with things such as life membership to such a traditional and proud club. I look forward to being involved with Prahran for many years to come. That's probably not great news to the other young spinners out there, but I love working with you all, and I'm very proud that we have such great spinners at the club and such great cricketers at the club. More importantly, I'm so proud that we have great characters on and off the field, and that's the strength of our club. I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you once again to everybody at the Prahran Cricket Club for changing my life. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that came right from the heart. It really did. I'll just quote what James Hicks has given me a few extra figures. You can see them all down there, but a couple of others we'll add. His batting average is 19.74, not bad for a guy who bats down near the bottom. bowling 417 wickets at 19.22, 17 fifers. He's won the Duke's medal, a lot more medals. He's been the premier team of the season in 01, 02, 04, 05, 05, 06, 10, 11 and 12, 13. Victoria Cricket Team of the Year, that is just fantastic. And he's captain in two of those, 01, 02, 04, 05, representing his state, representing Victoria, playing for the semi-final for us next week. Let's again congratulate Bryce and McGain on life membership. Okay, we move on to our next live member, and this gives particular pleasure because this fellow actually started off a Davie player. He then became a fourth 11 player, a third 11 player, a second 11 player, and a first 11 player. Would you please ask Liam Murphy to come forward to the live function? Now, Liam, you don't get out of it so easy, as you know, because you've got to answer the questions. Well, I'm sure Thursday night, Liam's got all the questions and answers if you come to the, as we call it now, Prahran to the Annie Murphy dinner. So we've got another one going Annie this week too, have we not?
Maybe.
Yeah. Fantastic. How does that, eh? Liam, okay, let's just have a little bit of a look. 138 games, 2 centuries, 2,626 runs at 21.0 and 70 catches. He can catch. Club debut in the Dowling in 97-98, first 11 debut in 2000-2001, best fielder of the Stan Stewart Memorial Trophy 06-07, best team player, the AA Horner Memorial Award 11-12, committee for a couple of years, junior development. You've done it all, Liam. May I first of all congratulate you again on being a life member of the club. Thank you very much. Now, tell us all about how you've been a friend so long.
I think it's fair to say that sometimes you've just got to be around for long enough, and in my case maybe that might have been the case. Firstly, thank you very much to the committee for recognising me and my services. I think it's probably a team award / family award. My family have had a lot to do with the club and have really passed on a community attitude to the way I go about my life, and obviously to Annie and Mike, thank you very much for all your support over the journey. I suppose in short, the reality is without them pushing me to try and get the most out of my ability, then I probably wouldn't be here today, so thank you very much to those guys.
Liam, having said that, tell us about how we're going to win next weekend. What have we got?
Hopefully we'll make more runs than the opposition and we'll bowl them out. So that's the plan of attack.
And Liam, before you do go, just some happy moments you've had at the club, a couple of things that stood out, you've made centuries, etc., etc. Just a couple of really great wins you've been involved in the Prahran cricket.
Well, obviously today's pretty good. Chasing down 330 against a side that pretty much put us to the sword last week. To be able to get them down this week, today was brilliant. But having said that, the experiences that I've had at the club are probably the most important thing to me. The club, I've been at the club for longer than I've actually not been at the club, if that makes sense. I came in 97 and I was born in 83, so I've been around for a long while, and this club has been pretty much a full part of me. I've made an extremely good group of friends out of this club. I've met some amazing people and had the privilege of playing alongside some extraordinary talents and also extraordinary human beings. In addition to that, obviously meeting my wife through the club, actually it was at her birthday, if I remember correctly, Schlittler's birthday. So those sort of things are just amazing. So lovely.
Liam, you've been an outstanding club and continue to prosper. Congratulations here today.
Thank you.
Well, we mentioned Liam receiving life membership and how he worked his way up through all the 11s. So does the next gentleman too. And talk about his parents with Stephen and Jean Wilder there all the time. I'll first of all ask James Wilder to come forward, congratulate him on being made a life membership. As James comes forward, a few notes again from James Higgins. Club debut in the Dowling in 2000-2001, Dowling captain 012, first ever debut 02-03, club champion. He won the DWN Dukes medal in 2008-09 and 2012-13. That's not so long ago. You see his record up there, Victorian, under 7, under 19, a fantastic player, and he will return to Prahran one day. We'll make sure that. Congratulations again, James Horn. Let's get this one out of the way first. I heard from Chris Williamson, no doubt he'll mention the game. Now, Oakley's in the finals. Are all in it?
Yeah, we won today, so we finished 4th, and we'll be playing the affiliate of Prahran, Malvern next week. So, unfortunately, I hope we might win next week. So, I'm lucky for Prahran.
James, tell us about, please. We'll start off in the Dowling and we'll work your way through. A little bit of a story about that, please.
Yeah, so I played my junior cricket at Track Prahran across the road, and so they were a great support, and Richard Evans was there, and he said, come down to Prahran and try out for the Dowling side. So I tried when I was 13, 14, second year Hatch, and I just missed out on the Dowling side. I came the next year, played with Steve Rodolfo, and a young Cameron Huckett, who actually didn't speak to me for the whole of the Dowling series. So,
Not once?
Not once, because he was a shy young man, what he keeps telling me. I think it might be for other reasons, but after that I played my 2 years at Dowling, and then I moved to there after my Dowling to play 12 years of district cricket.
And James, like we asked William before, what's some of the real great highlights that you've been involved with at Prahran, please?
Obviously the premierships that we won in 2011 and 12, the 2020 and the one-day premiership was a highlight for me after some 2020 finals that we lost. That I was part of the second last over getting smashed by McGain, but so to actually win some premierships for the club has always been in my memory.
A question we must ask, does Dad, who's here tonight, Steve, and Uncle Robert, do they miss coming to Toorak Park?
They do. So I think the first game we played at Moorabbin, they actually drank the bar dry at Moorabbin. So Moorabbin wanted me to go play there every year, but they do, obviously. They love everyone in the club. I miss it as well, but things out, they are at the moment.
Well, John Craig, who's been at the Auburn Cricket Club for 100 years, told me their best bar sales of this year, that's a true story. Mr. Duke said we're miles behind their bar sales this year. James, look, before we let you go, we just first of all wish you a great final series for Auburn. You've been a great club, and we do want you back one day. And really, your whole family have been fantastic. We congratulate you to become a life member of the Prahran Cricket Club. It's a wonderful honour. I know you know that. But again, heartiest congratulations, James. See you back one day. Okay. The next one we have is Chris Williamson. Come forward, Chris, please. Okay, Chris first of all. Now, he joined the club back in 2001 in the 4th 11. Another one that's been up the ranks too. 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s. Guess who his skipper was? Guess who? You're not allowed to answer. Who was his first skipper in 2001? Yes, it was. Good. You get a free beer. Andrew Long was his first skipper, and he also in 2003 he was a stand-in captain in the 3rd 11 when Ryan Christie was promoted. He made his first 11 debut in 2004-05, and interesting fact, Chris bowled 16 of his first 19 balls in Premier Cricket to Warren Ayres in drizzling rain. Quite an induction, would have been too. Look, he's been stood in as captain of the seconds, he's been a permanent captain of the seconds, got us into grand finals, been a great clubman as far as his work off the field is concerned, organised nights like this evening, organised a lot of social functions. A lot of players that are playing the first today, for instance, have cut their teeth playing under Chris as well, and you all know who they are there too. Chris finished playing with us last year. He's gone to Oakley. They are having a mighty, mighty season under Brendan McGuinness, looking to go to back-to-back premierships. Chris, you have been a mighty person both on and off the field for Prahran. Like I said to James before, we want to see you back one day. Please come forward and receive life membership. Chris Williams. Congratulations, Chris. Now tell us about Oakley first. We're going to get all these sub-district things out there.
Oakley's been really good this year. It's got like a home away from home with all the Prahran players there, and having Rabs and Rabs and BJ there. It's been really good fun this year, and lucky up to win the T20 Premiership this year, and I think we finished BJ second, third, first, I don't know, but we're in the finals home from next week, so hopefully we can go back to back.
Now, is it possible you can run into James during the final series? Is that the link in there somewhere?
No, not this year, but we do play next year, so we look forward to that. It'll be a good match.
Chris, having played in all the 11s and captained two of them, for instance, but particularly the seconds, but more importantly, you did Boo in the first year. Tell us about your cricket at Prahran. How you enjoyed it and what you got from it?
I guess the highlights are playing with all your mates and friends, and that's where you play cricket. I was lucky enough to play in all grades, lucky enough to make my first 11 debut and play alongside guys like Jason Hunter, John Ross, Davie, Hussey, same a few. So I've been really lucky to play against some good cricketers there.
And Chris, I gather that where you're playing at the moment, they're a good bunch of guys and you're enjoying the standard that's provided for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been blown away by the standard and the level of sub-district cricket. It's been good fun. Been great to play with a couple of really good mates and just enjoy the cricket. Yeah, it's been great fun.
Well, Chris, before I ask you, you might like a few people to thank, but you've performed on and off the field. That's why this life membership's here. You've done everything you asked. You've always been a gentleman. You've always been courteous to everyone. Is there someone or a few people you'd like to thank along the way?
I guess a big thank you to go to Waldo for making that phone call maybe 13 years ago. At the time, I was at St Kilda, and he said come down to the game. Probably the best decision I've ever made. Came down. At the time, didn't realise the rivalry between St Kilda and Prahran. He was quite welcomed with open arms. Surprised me at the time. Thanks for everyone. Thanks to the community. Thanks to David Jones. Everyone for the sign. It's been great.
Well, congratulations, Chris. Heartiest congratulations to you. Well done. Life member, Prahran Cricket Club. Please give a warm rousing clap to Chris Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the life members. We'll be coming back for Legends. Just don't forget the raffle. 3 tickets for only $5 for this magnificent piece of work here. In fact, John Zarb and I have just made a management decision. 3 for 5, 8 for 10. How about that? 8 tickets for 10. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important part of the evening. The whole evening has been extremely important, but this is the culmination of some great recognition to the people of our famous Prahran Cricket Club. I mentioned to you our dear friend David Mandy before. As I've said on many occasions, and most of you have been at those functions I've spoken previous times, if it wasn't for David Mandy, we'd not be here today. We certainly wouldn't be here tonight, because he certainly made sure that the club survived. And if you excuse the football pun, we're now kicking goals. Having said that, club legends, it's great. Just in past players, for instance, are here tonight, and I'll come back to legends, but great to see past players like Jimmy Slater. Jimmy played with the club in the 60s and 70s. Mark Nelson, our dear friend down here, is here tonight. Peter Grant, champion player, captain and coach of the club, played in our last premiership. Great to see people like that here. Brent Warren's come along to see his mates, and it's just fabulous to see our coaching staff with Andrew Walton and Peter DiVenuto, do a mighty job, and that's hence why we're in a semi-final next Saturday. But club legends, don't get any bigger than that. There's some good-looking young fellas up there, and they're the club legends that were inducted over the past 10 years. The first one I'd like to present tonight is a gentleman called Stan Stevens. You won't hear about this fellow. Stan Stevens, 204 games, 21 years of district cricket, 20 at Prahran, 50 matches as first 11 captain, 107 catches, outstanding fielder. I'll stop there. Cricket Victoria stated in Stan's time in cricket as he was the most outstanding fieldsman in the state. Hence why for the last 45 years the first 11 fieldsman is plays or gets actually given the Stan Stevens Memorial Trophy for the outstanding fieldsman, named after Stan. He's one of 5 only to play more than 200 games for the club. 4 premierships, 3 consecutive, 9 centuries, 4th in club history, highest score, 3rd wicket partnership, 5th wicket, 31 3 first-class games for Victoria. You know, they don't get any better than that. He then was a member of the committee, of course, for a period of time. His son, Maud Adams, his son-in-law, as you were, Maud Adams, was everyone who's with the club here that I like, Johnny Melligan, David Dukes and I, Johnny Adams, naturally it's his dad, but Maud Adams was with this club. Just have a look what this fella's done. But Maud Adams, who is Stan's son-in-law, he was with the club a long, long time, Hall of Fame, life member, probably about the first person I met when I walked through the gates. Just a wonderful, wonderful man, Maud. And Maud's son, John Adams, who played in the first, will be here to receive on behalf of his grandfather the legend status. But Stan Stevens, it says it all. That is an absolutely unbelievable record. Let's congratulate Stan, ask John Adams to come forward to receive his grandfather's legend status. Anyway, John, on behalf of Granddad and of course dear Father Mort would be proud to hear this too, but please, the microphone's yours, John. Heartiest congratulations.
Well, thanks very much for recognising Stan. He was a superb grandfather, one who loved his total family. He modelled and recognised the importance of just a couple of things like having a great deal of fun. He acted with integrity in everything. I remember 24/7. You couldn't fault him. He was a servant leader, not only for Prahran Cricket Club, but wherever he went. And interestingly enough, he worked for Fair Brothers, F-A-I-R-E, and he put that into practice. We hear about innovative players these days, and he was one of them, actually. So they did start a while ago. One of the most important things I think that he understood, he kept perspective. While he was a cricket nut, or shall we say enthusiast, he acknowledged that not everyone shared his interest, and therefore he was able, particularly in family circles, to adjust to everybody. Whilst I understood him, not all members of the families did when the topic of cricket arose, but he worked his way around that, and he was very well respected in that regard. That's a very hard thing to do for many people. He grew his personal cricket skills all the time, even in the backyard when he was well into his 70s. He was still trying to get us all out. And he did, actually, with his underarm leg spinners. He always ensured that his family was a priority over his sport. So much so that even though he played for Victoria for 3 matches and made about 358 at 89.5, he gave that up at the start of the First World War, and what he did after that was, I reckon, amazing. He was the only member of his family who had work. So he not only supported his own family, but he supported a number of other families, because in wartime, work was incredibly hard to get, and that had to continue into the future after the war, so he had no chance of picking up playing internationally or statewide or whatever. Some of the sports he played, he wasn't limited. Played cricket, baseball, tennis, I mentioned backyard cricket, and lawn bowls, and that was in his senior years. One thing he did a heck of a lot was he was always caring for others, for players on his own side, for players on the other side, for officials, for spectators and opponents, so I heard. And why did he do that? Because he realised that if you haven't got any opponents, you can't play. So that was a good lesson for me to learn. And one thing his great-grandson told me within the last week was that, and something that Stan never knew, was that in 2014, and this is not a dig at anyone, remember, this is from a 14-year-old who thought this was quite good, that in 2014 the average age of the Australian lawn bowls test team was 29 years. And he said, and isn't it strange, Grandpa, this is me, the Australian Test cricket team is averaging around 32. And so we deduced from that maybe in the future, lawn bowlers will turn to cricket in their twilight years and bowl the best reverse swing balls.
Again, John, to you and your family, and you're a first 11 player at Prahran, your dad before you, your grandfather before you, this is just a wonderful honour, thoroughly well deserved. And John, thank you for representing the family tonight. Delighted to see you again, John. Okay, we move on. Gee, doesn't he look a good-looking young bloke there? Okay, yeah, right hand bat, right arm offie. Used to bowl a mean ball. Very mean ball. Just have a look down there, the time that Julien was with the club, his runs, his highest score, his wickets, member of the team of the century. It goes on and on and on. And I've got something else I'd like to mention here too. Like, he played for his state, he played for his country, represent his country overseas, state selector, recommended by the Prahran Cricket Club, came back, captain the seconds, 2 grand finals they played in, captain the fourths this year to a wonderful victory out the Mervyn G. Hughes Oval, and Julien Wiener has done everything humanly possible you could do in cricket, from club level to state level to international, to come back, to put back in, and also to help his state out as well from an administration point of view. Julien can still play today, believe me, you all know that, he can still play today. His enthusiasm for the game, his knowledge, his know-how, I know a lot of players in this room thrived off playing under him in the seconds. Absolutely still listen to every word that he says today. Johnny Malley, going to keep it friendly, John, David, Jukes, Hodges were the 3 longest people around the club, I guess. But we'll never forget where Julien used to ride his bike to practice, or leave it there and run home, or run to practice and that just to keep fit and run back home. He did that year after year after year. I'm sure Dean's doing that now. But having said that, Julien, please come forward. Legend of the Prahran Cricket Club, Julien Wiener. Julien, the microphone's yours.
Well, I just think back, I don't know how long ago it was, but Phil Williamson, wherever you are, you played a dirty trick on me when I was honoured to become a life member of the club. My family knew, I suppose the committee knew, the whole world knew, but I didn't bloody know. So at least I had a chance to prepare this time and not bawl my eyes out. Look, because, Prahran Cricket Club has been a part of my life for 40 years. The recognition means a lot. And it means a lot for somebody of my generation. It's great to be recognised. Prahran Cricket Club has helped me personally, obviously from a sporting point of view, and has given me wonderful opportunities in life. But look, I can tell you that being named a legend is much more than just about me, and it's probably not. Because, and I said this when I was made a life member, it's been a privilege for me to be involved with great people, and I'm sorry if I miss someone. Parrish, Loxton, Watmore, Raglas, Jukes, Crawford, Maligan, Williamson, Harwood, Walton, Nevant, Divenuto, Hussey, Murphy, Rogers, Miller, McNally. Can I just say the one common thing about all of that is they're great people, and they bloody well are. Okay? I've missed a couple. Schlittler, Wilcox, my third son, Matthew Wilcox, 13 not out today, and he bloody well got the reading as he should. And I spoke to his mother about 2 years ago when we were in a semi-final at Toorak Park when Murphy scored one of the great hundreds for this club. And I said, don't you dare move. And she gave me that look of somebody who had no idea about cricket. I said, don't ask me, don't ask for an explanation, just don't bloody move. Did he go out? No. Did she move? No. So, Leanne learned a lesson. Hey look, it just means a huge amount. I love this place. I've had so much fun this year. I loved Rigetti. I loved it. My reserve seat at Rigetti. Where's Davie? Davie. Without question, John Zarb, best cordial in Premier cricket. Without question. Davie knows I love that shit. Great consistency, just the right temperature. You know, it doesn't hurt when you drink it. But look, it's those sort of experiences for me in the last couple of years that have meant everything for me about this club. I just love the place, and I feel like with all of the plans that are in place for the club, it can only go from strength to strength. There were some real courageous decisions made a few years ago about scoreboards and grounds and players and people, and I think that in the next 5 to 10 years the club will really see the benefit of all that. Look, on behalf of myself and my family and all of those things, I just can't thank the club enough for this honour, and you know I'll be around and annoying the crap out of everybody, so thank you everybody, I've really enjoyed it, and let's keep having fun. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julien, fantastic. Absolutely spoken from the bottom of his heart. That's just well spoken, Julien, well spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, the last award, if I have your attention please, is a very, very special award. As we have got up there, proud of our history, creating our own. You've experienced a lot of that tonight. Bruce Murray was a player for this club, played in the first 11 premiership, captained the club, coached the club, played for Victoria. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man, and held the record number of first 11 games for decade after decade after decade, which was 229 games. And just a wonderful gentleman, David Jukes, and I actually saw him barely 2 years ago when we went up north for Sandbox for his funeral. Bruce and his wife June live up there now. He was down for that. Here's a man now that is still going. He's still going. 233 games, and James Wild. Liam Murphy, Dowling, 4th 11, 3rd 11, 2nd 11, 1st 11. This guy's done it all. He's now the club record game holder. It happened at the Frankston ground just before Christmas, and what an absolute ripper of a bloke, if I can use those words. What a great leader he was for this club. He still is today. Fantastic, entertaining batsman. A brilliant clubman. Everyone absolutely thinks the world of Neil Schlittler. Neil, please come forward. Stand tall. You are the game's record holder. Absolutely. Before I make the presentation, you saw how well received was that. I've used the word a little earlier time, but once more, tell us about your journey in cricket, particularly Prahran.
Thanks for that ovation. Well, I should make my kids do that when I get home from work. It's a good idea. I played junior cricket at Surrey Hills Cricket Club, and my coach in the seniors there was a gentleman called Nick Daw, who played one game of it as an off-spinner for Ringwood. And his next door neighbour, he lived in Montana, his next door neighbour was a gentleman called Jack Mulligan. So when I got to under-16s and I was getting better at cricket, I was told I could play Dowling Shield, and I had two choices. I could try it at Ringwood, where I probably wouldn't get in because all the adults who were 15 came down from the hills were yelling. They were hairy backs already, so I probably wouldn't have got a game there, or I could try at Prahran, who had a bit of a weaker Dowling side. So Nick rang Jack and got me a trial at Prahran, and I played Dowling there, and it was the best decision of my life, second best, marrying you, Rebecca. Thanks for that one, us. Didn't work out too well. So yeah, I played Dowling in 92, 93. Ian presented me with my Dowling cap in the room that wasn't the Ian Crawford room then, but it is now. And I got my Dowling badge and played all 7 games with some pretty good cricketers: Chris Street, Sean Peters, Jack Morrison, who played footy for West Coast and Collingwood, Phil Halbish, Corey Booth. So there were some good players. But I think we won 2 out of 7 games, so we weren't that good. And that's where it all started. And then the following year, I just presumed I'd be invited to senior training, and Mr. Dukes, who sent out all the handwritten letters, obviously forgot me on the list. So I had an Amiga computer. This was 1992, and I typed a letter to the Richmond Cricket Club asking if I could come down there. And before I sent it, I spoke to Nick Daw, who was my coach at Surrey Hills, and said, should I send this letter or should I just call Prahran? And he called Jack, and Jack said, no, you've accidentally been left off the list, of course you can jump in. And that was 21 years ago, and here I am.
Neil, you played, as I said, Dowling 4s, 3s, 2s and 1s.
Never played 4s.
We should have told that before. I apologise. Didn't know Jeff Boyd.
No, straight into the 3s.
Straight into the 3s. I'm sorry, that is one word. Forgive me for that, Neil. Okay, highlights, first 11, captaincy, one day, all that. Please tell us about the highlights, Neil.
Obviously playing first 11 games, very special. I got the call on Friday night. I think someone got injured, and I got to play at Dandenong against Dean Harvey, who made me look completely stupid out of my depth. He bowled me 3 different slow balls, and then he hit me for 6 to finish the game about an hour later. So I didn't know I was cut out for it. I was 20. These kids who are starting today as teenagers, they've got a great head start, and I'm sure they'll get my record pretty soon. And that was fantastic to play my first game. And then we struggled for about 10 years as a first 11 club. We were never even considerations for finals. We were, if we made 200, we'd be pretty happy. If we took 10 wickets, it was a rare thing. So, and then Bryce, I don't know if it was your decision, Crawford. If it was, congratulations, but you recruited Bryce, and he just turned the club around. The culture. We started winning. We were upset when we lost, which was a change. And if you didn't have that attitude, you didn't play first 11 cricket. And we just got better and better. We started playing finals, and I think I played in 5 grand finals, or 1 day of 2020 cricket, and won 2 of them. So they've been great. Obviously, I'd love to have won or 5. It was disappointing we didn't beat Melbourne, especially that game at St Kilda, or against St Kilda at Turek Park, the one-day final, which would have been nice to captain, especially after bowling out for 150 or something ridiculous. But playing in the 2 finals, playing in any final is a privilege, so it's all been great. Playing with all the guys, test players especially, guys who have represented Australia, we're lucky at our level that they do come back and play, and even come to training, and we can bat and bowl against them in training, so it's been fantastic.
Captaincy, Neil, you would have enjoyed the captaincy role?
Yes and no. I'm probably a good vice captain, and I can do all the yelling and everything like that, but when it comes to the hard decisions and speaking to fourth level dads about why their son is batting at number 7 instead of number 5, that didn't interest me or motivate me at all. I'm happy to admit that it's a fault maybe, but I enjoyed the on-field stuff. I didn't enjoy the off-field stuff too much. We had a bit of success. I think it was the first time we made the finals in 15 years, my first 3 years as captain. I was lucky that Bryce and Matt Harrison proved a good bunch of young players that I got to take over. Obviously, most of those guys are still going.
Opposition and umpires. Tell us about the opposition umpires. How you going with them?
It's changed a lot since I started playing. As the gentleman on the first tape, you always used to have a beer with the opposition. You don't anymore. Bryce gets very upset with us when you don't stay for a beer, but it's a rarity these days. You don't really socialise with the opposition unless you're seeing the taxi boutique on Saturday night. So, umpires, well, they're just there to make up the numbers. We can't have done without it, can we, Mr. Jones? There's been some good ones. There's been some bad ones that I've seen go on to first class umpires, so I think there might be an opportunity there one day for someone who knows what they're doing.
And Neil, surely you note that, and we thank Nigel Huckett for this, thank John Zard for organising it, that asterisk, that means that's not a closed thing, that means the club wants you to carry on. What's the future, please?
A few people asked me that this week. I honestly don't know. If I had to decide today, which I don't, if I did, I probably wouldn't be playing next year, but it's not like we're an AFL list that have to submit our 44 list of players by the 1st of April. So lots of things to think about next few weeks. The season's not over yet, so I don't know. I will definitely contribute to the club in the future. I don't know whether I'll be as a first 11 player. I would hope that the club gets moved beyond the 37-year-old batting at 6 and misfielding most of the time. So I think the club's better than that, and with the young guys we've got coming through, I would love them to play in premierships rather than being underneath to total games or a couple of seasons, because that's what the premiership club's about.
Neil, I mentioned the Murphy seniors, the Wild seniors, etc. Your mother and father, Rosemary, is brilliant. She's there with Christine Seymour every week doing lunches and afternoon teas. Peter has given us for a club in the past. I know as you leave the stage in a moment, Neil, there's probably some people you do wish to thank over that period of time you went through.
Yeah, Mum and Dad, I've got an older brother and a younger brother, and we were always playing cricket in the backyard. My dad didn't know the rules when we first started playing. He still doesn't know. The rule in my backyard was 3 strikes and you're out, which is probably why I've got no technique and I try and slog every ball, because that was just the way we played as kids. Mum, although she was English, she had no idea about cricket either. She just drove to Tarago and Burns each week and made sure we had fun. So they were always there to support me and drop me off. I know when I first started playing at Prahran, Mum would drop me off at Campbell train station, and I'd have to get the train with the tram, and then I'd call it at the end of training from 7-Eleven, and from the gold phone, you had to put money in the phone most days, there was no mobiles, and she'd pick me up at the Glen Iris depot, so they were always encouraging. It was a bit easier to travel those days. There's no Casey or Julien or Frankston or any of those far off places, so she always dropped by. She took me to Wiener Park one day, and she told me if I ever played thirds at Wiener Park, I'd have to make my own way there.
That's where the boys play today.
You don't want to play Wiener Park, it's too far away. But other people I'd like to thank, obviously Crawford, Jake, Mr. Jukes, who doesn't have a first name, he's always just Mr. Jukes. John Radlis, who have been there the entire time, and Isaac, and I think 5 gentlemen who have been there longer than me. All the current committee who have been fantastic to me. It's not a every time you think about, this might be my last season, which I've been thinking for the last 5 years, you just hang around because it's not just the young playing group, it's the off-field as well. I talked about Bryce changing the culture, but when the Murphys started cooking for us on Thursday night, you were obligated to stay and talk to your teammates, and it just changed the club completely. We were more interested in how much we could drink on Saturday night, and that's the only time we socialise, rather than Thursday nights and we get to know each other, and that's been fantastic. So the Murphys, I know everyone thanks you at the end of the season, but what you did for the club really changed the culture. And fantastic. If you come on Thursday night now, you'll see that Annie and Michael, although they're still in the thick of it, we've got 10 volunteers helping and parents want to get involved. When I know Mum and Dad didn't come when I first started playing because no other parents came. No one had a girlfriend or a wife we didn't watch. It was just 11 single blokes playing horrible cricket. And now you're the odd one out, you don't have a mum or a dad or a girlfriend or a brother or a sister coming down to watch. So it's just completely changed the club. It's been fantastic. But to all my teammates and clubmates who I've trained, not so much trained, but played with over the years, I haven't done much training lately, you've been fantastic. And as I said, it makes it very hard to leave. I hope I've been a good teammate and clubmate to you. I played pretty hard on the field and then go home at 6 o'clock and bath the kids and watch cartoons with them. So I'm sure you can appreciate that now as I'm getting older and have other duties in life, but I hope I've been able to help you develop as people and cricketers, because I guess I said that's what my role has been the last few years.
And finally, Neil, I remember you said this story once, we told the story once before. It wasn't for the Prahran Cricket Club because of your wanting to work closer to Turak Park. You would have met the love of Rebecca. You might tell us.
Yeah, that's true. If I telling that story about the choices of clubs I had as a kid, if I hadn't played for Prahran, I wouldn't have moved in with David in Prahran and worked at the Prahran police station, and then I wouldn't have met my wife. If I hadn't played for Ringwood, I probably moved in with Matty Gale in Willydale and ended up marrying some 120 kilo woman. So I think we'll all agree moving to Prahran was probably a pretty good life decision.
Neil, as we again congratulate you, you saw the applause you got. Please stay with the Prahran Cricket Club. You are an absolute honour to yourself and your family. You're a treasure to our club. Please accept this gift as a memento of being our leading games player in the first 11. May you have many more, Neil. Well done. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formalities for the evening. The music through Luke is about to begin. Congratulations to all those who were recipients of recognition tonight. Congratulations to the first and seconds on winning today, the thirds and the fourths on having a mighty year. And please, everyone, get behind the first 11 as we finally, 6 years in a row we've been here now, Andrew. 6 years in a row, it's our turn to win senior success. It really is. Hope you all had a great night. The best is yet to come. There's still 90 minutes left. The raffle, yes. Whoa. Done.
We'll give him one more serious job. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ian Crawford is the living legend. He's introduced people tonight who are wonderful people in this club. If you would please, we could have one more photo opportunity for all the people here tonight that are life members, for all the people here who are Hall of Famers, and with all the legends of the club, including John, on behalf of Stan. If you come up here and take a photo opportunity and the applause of this club. So everyone please come up.
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't thank my wife and she's just told me I'm walking home. Rebecca, I love you. I'm very sorry. I didn't mention that.
Rebecca, I love you too, and my car's better. Okay? there any other live members in the place? No? Going once, twice. So photo opportunities, you can come up. Paparazzi, is it?
I'm going to paparazzi.
Right. Where's Nigel Hutton with his camera? He hasn't got a wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate these excellent men. Thank you, gentlemen. Go off and tell stories.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Okay, Evelyn Danos, would you please come forward, please, to, if you wouldn't mind, to draw the raffle out. Patron Chief Evelyn Danos. John Zard, I'll get him to come forward if you would. And again, let's thank Wignall's, John Zard, and the Wignall people for making this available. So, first out, dig deep, Evelyn, and away we go. Right there.
Last in, best dressed, Stephen Singh.
Stephen Singh's a winner. Thanks to Evelyn Danos. I'd like to show Stephen, our first 11 bowler, who hit the winning runs today. How about that? You've got that, my friend. Congratulations, Stephen. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal part of the night. Bring on the music and have a good evening. Safe trip home. Thank you.
The Orang Hotel and under new management are proud sponsors of the Prahran Cricket Club. An Art Deco country style pub in one is now open 7 days a week. Try the extensive menu in the fully renovated bistro at fantastic prices. You won't be disappointed. Full bar facilities with TAB are just part of the features that you will find upon your arrival. Give the Orang Hotel a try today, corner of High Street and the Orang Road in Armidale.